Foster carers are some of the most compassionate people I ever have met. But compassion can sometimes come with a cost. When you've been holding other people's pain for a long time, it is easy to become emotionally exhausted. So today we're talking about something that many carers experience but rarely talk about, and it is compassion fatigue and how we can keep loving well without burning out. Today, I want to talk about something that many carers experience but don't always name, and it's the cost of compassion. Because fostering is built on compassion. We open our homes, we open our routines, and we open our hearts. But sometimes compassion can really feel heavy. You carry children's pain, you sit in difficult meetings, and you advocate when systems feel really slow. You absorb emotions that didn't begin with you. And if we're not careful, that compassion, it can slowly turn into exhaustion. So today we're going to be talking about how to love deeply without losing yourself. Because as we all know, compassion is powerful. Compassion is one of the most beautiful qualities that we can carry as carers. It allows us to see beyond behaviours, to respond to pain with patience, to offer safety to children who have known instability. Compassion is what makes fostering possible. But compassion without boundaries, that eventually becomes depletion. And you cannot pour endlessly without being refilled. Your cup is important. You have to be able to fill yourself back up so that you can continue to pour into others. Compassion fatigue is real, and I faced it several times on my fostering journey, but I never had the true understanding of what I was actually going through until someone said to me, "It's compassion fatigue." And then I realized that this wasn't just a phase, this wasn't just me being exhausted for the sake of it. I actually understood what it was that I was dealing with. And it wasn't just child behavior, it was me as well. And what I've come to learn over the years is so many carers quietly experience this compassion fatigue. And this compassion fatigue, it happens when your heart has been open for a long time. You still care, but you are so tired. And the small things start to feel heavier and heavier, and your patience gets shorter and shorter. Your emotional capacity feels so stretched beyond its limits, and sometimes carers feel guilty when they notice this. But exhaustion doesn't mean that you've stopped caring. It means that you've been caring for a long time and you've put your heart and soul into it. What I've come to learn is Jesus modeled the compassionate boundaries. So when we look at Jesus, we see his incredible compassion. He healed, he listened, he comforted. But we also see something really important that's not always shown to us. He stepped away. He withdrew from crowds. He rested. He prayed alone, even when people still needed him. So that reminds us that stepping back doesn't mean that it's failure. If Jesus did it, it's wisdom. We can learn to live without having to absorb everything. And this is one skill that carers slowly learn. It's how to love without absorbing everything. Children's emotions, they are real, but they are not ours to carry. Yes, there's going to be times when we're going to sit with sadness, but we don't have to be consumed by it. We can hold space for that anger, but we don't need to be consumed about it. We can advocate strongly without letting frustration define us. Compassion, it doesn't mean emotional self-sacrifice, but it does mean presence. It means being able to just be there in the moment and then being able to just walk away. And that's not to say that we don't care, but it's to say that we can't carry everything. God always invites us to give everything to him. So learning to love is about learning to just hand everything back over to God and say, I can't carry this. I need you in this moment. If you want to foster long term, you have to protect your internal world. That's non-negotiable. So what does that even look like? Well, it means resting when you feel stretched, asking for support, and stepping away from unnecessary tension, creating moments of joy in your home, because your capacity matters, because when you are well, your compassion becomes stable. You were never meant to carry everything. You were just simply meant to love faithfully, and a faithful love that includes caring for your own heart. It's not being selfish. You're being wise. So if compassion has felt heavy lately, let this just be your simple reminder that you don't have to close your heart, but you are allowed to care for your own heart, for yourself. And compassion that is protected, that lasts longer. Compassion that is supported, it remains steady, even in the uncertainty. And when we care for ourselves, we can continue showing up with the kind of love that changes lives, just simply one day at a time. So thank you for listening to Fostering Kingdoms. Don't forget to like today's video, subscribe to our channel, and let's go hang out some more.